All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
My Hero Academia, Season 5, Episode 16.
Okay,
Meta Liberation Front.
Yeah, we've got things escalating a bit with the villains and the Meta Liberation Front. In 4 months, Tomura will destroy all of this.
Okay. I guess
he's off power leveling or something.
Probably.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Endeavor.
the boys are training with Endeavor, and he is actually doing a really good job of teaching them.
He's doing a really good job.
Yeah.
I very much really respect the way he's doing this, but also like the how in the details and such. Yeah. But what's next? I think it's basically a choice of how they want to focus the story. There's a couple like dangling kind of plot lines that are very ready to be advanced in some ways, but I think that maybe going a little bit more into the Todoroki angle side of things, maybe specifically focusing on him, that could be pretty cool. But yeah, we also do need to eventually go back to Shigaraki, I would say.
That's true.
If we're going to have third-person omniscient perspective with the League of Villains and stuff,
it does feel weird.
It feels weird to have him teased back then, but we haven't followed up on that since, so it's like the story's wanting to remind us that he's got stuff going on, but we're not allowed to know what yet.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, then come back here for the discussion. Hey, we got ourselves a filler episode.
We do. It's been a while.
And it's Selkie, which is, isn't it? You know, like, okay, all right. If you're going to have filler, you know, have some continuity. That's cool. You get to bring back characters that you've already established as the filler characters for, you know, work studies of the past. You get to focus on some members of the class that could use a little bit more time. So, Asu and Uraraka, great. I like it. Also, having a little bit of another, you know, outfit design change and stuff for Uraraka. That could be something that continuity-wise gets brought in an in-canon, you know, episode. I mean, it's all canon. Don't get me wrong. You know, no. In terms of that, in the anime adaptation, what we're getting here, this is something that won't necessarily be referred back to on much. Right. But the costume might literally be something that is used later.
Yeah, exactly. They wouldn't introduce a change like that and have, you know, if it's like, oh, wait, Uraraka, where'd that new suit go? I figured I'd change
I never
back,
used it again, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So there's that. The idea also that it was because when it comes to supporting someone like Deku and jumping in with someone that has this crazy chaotic power, being far away means you can't help him.
Yes.
You can't. So having a grappling hook, which is either you pull them to you or you bring yourself to them so you can use your good touch.
Or with martial arts, your bad touch. Right.
Exactly.
You know, it's like that's just something that's very helpful to have. And given the fact that she can make things float and also herself float momentarily, that is something that's very helpful to have. Right. Because if she does like get close to something and then makes it weightless, then she can use the grappling again to just like lash onto something and, I don't know, slingshot them into the sky. You know, like all sorts of things.
All sorts of things, yeah.
Okay.
So, all in all, though, pretty average. Yeah. Pretty average episode. It was cool to have her, like, Uraraka have her hero moment in the plane.
Lifting the plane,
Which was, you know, like, oh, why didn't you do that immediately? I guess there's the whole worry of, I'm in a plane that's crashing and I could get really hurt, so I'm panicking and not necessarily thinking as well.
And she didn't think she could, right? Yeah. So from that standpoint, it's like, okay, cool.
It was very Incredibles.
Yeah. It felt very Incredibles of, you know, put a field around us now. But I would have liked a bit more time on that since that was kind of the dramatic conclusion of the episode. I realize that it's filler, so there can be this element of like, okay, you know that everything's going to go just fine anyways. But we have that with stories in general for the most part, and it's all about the illusion that, you know, hey, things could go badly.
So it's basically hey, we're happy that you at least gave us some of the beach episode stuff then. Because that's really what this episode could have been, and I would have really loved to have them almost commit to one or the other a little bit more. Yeah. Because I do like the fact that they're like, hey, the reason why we're doing this is because things are going to get bad.
Yep.
Things are going to get bad, and they're going to need to have something that they can treasure and protect. Right. And it's not necessarily something as overtly, you know, trying to make sure that they believe that they need to protect this so that they fight with us stronger. It's just, no, we're adults and we know what it's like. We know that being a hero is not all it's cracked up to be. So let's give them some time as kids to just enjoy this. And it wasn't just Uraraka and Tsuyu. We had Nejire, which is just kind of a cool, like, oh, all right, we remember her and stuff, and she was the most, I would say, lackluster of the big three. But that's fine. It's fine.
She's the girl of the big three. But
I mean, her power was definitely
definitely busted. Yeah. But yeah, it's one of those things where it was almost tongue in cheek how it's like, okay, yeah, we're gonna do what might be a filler episode, it might not be, but then it's like, oh hey, eating montage, cutesy stuff with the girl cast, and then, oh, hey, beach episode, swimsuits, and then it's like...
It's filler time, y'all. Let's go. Filler time in a shonen. At least it's not an arc like in Bleach. Ooh, yeah. But I feel like it's with filler. It's one of those tough things where since you know that this isn't going to get brought up again, and they did the whole thing at the end. I think it can be.
Well, okay,
because they did remotely mention it with Tsuyu going with Selkie and all that. It's like, how was your group? It's like, oh well, I had to deal with pirates and all this crazy stuff, and they're like, whoa, yours is way cooler.
Right. So
yours actually warranted an episode, whereas ours.
Yeah. So it can definitely be brought up again, but it'll probably be non-canon things being brought up.
Trigger. Yeah, the suit update for Uraraka.
That's probably all legit, right?
Yeah,
and basically, I feel like it's a question of, do you want to have a sort of an episode of the week plot that is not really important and not necessarily super exciting for the sake of foreshadowing stuff in the actual canon plot, which is the direction they decided to take this for the most part. Because
I mean, filler's most of the time just a production thing.
Yep, exactly.
It's just hey, we need a little bit more time doing this, so can you? Or we also need to make this sync a little bit better with episodes 24, 25, 26, or whatever their two-core structure. Yeah. So we want to have a finale that feels like a finale.
Yep. And they definitely have they definitely have reasons and stuff for why they do things the way they do it and all that stuff. Yeah. But like when I think of like what you were saying with the beach episode, or the beach part of the episode, if they had leaned into that a bunch, we could whenever I think of filler, my mind goes to like, sure, it's not canon. Fine, make it zany comedy. Like make it have like some fun random introspective moments.
But that's the thing is they try to make it canon. Everything when
I say
canon,
at the hero studies.
When I say canon, obviously there's the connection of like it's not in the manga,
right?
So it's not canon from that respect. But in terms of the anime adaptation, nothing in this contradicts the canon,
right? And they're trying.
So it's effectively canon.
And they worked very hard to make it fit as nicely and smoothly into the anime as possible, so that it's not the jarring filler, right?
Right.
Even though it's like, oh, okay, why are we skipping away from the stuff that we were getting? It still works.
Yeah. Production.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. Exactly.
But all that being said, very minimal kind of reason to go in depth into this episode. A lot of the stuff with Uraraka kind of being a little bit more like confident and taking charge with things here because she just had a really crazy encounter with Deku during the fights and stuff. That's kind of a fun reason for her to be like, well, I need to maybe do some upgrades and stuff like that. Yep. I also really liked the kind of the twist of the filler kind of fight at the end, in that she's like, oh no, I made him weightless. He didn't know how to move. I just whacked him on the head really hard. It was over. We don't need some crazy boss fight.
Nope. That was it.
Yeah. I was just like, oh well. Fantastic. Cool. I also just love the idea that because everyone's quirk essentially boils down to some kind of physical enhancement, and there's the crazier quirks like Nejire's for instance.
Yeah.
That you can just take them and knock them on the head really hard, and the fight is over.
Yep.
Most people are essentially just humans with some crazy gimmick about them.
Right.
And that's it. So Selkie moving around insanely quickly, having the echolocation, just being able to sense where people are and being able to navigate the environment really easily means, oh yeah, I move really quickly and I'm a seal, so my fists are gonna hurt really badly.
Yep. Also, it's the thing that you said about the martial arts and the flipping the guy around and stuff. That's something where when Uraraka was introduced, or when she made the decision that she wanted to learn martial arts
from
as
Gunhead,
a way, right, from Gunhead to like, make herself more competent, up close and personal, in hero work and stuff. It's like, okay, that's cool. Why martial arts, right? I didn't get right away why that would be super important, but with a quirk like hers, no, martial arts is actually perfect.
Because she needs to be in melee range.
Well, she needs to be in melee range, and learning how to do body throws when, the person is weightless. That's kind of perfect.
Yeah, exactly. She always rolls max damage anytime her quirk is, affected there. So she's like, I don't want to just roll a 1. Can I actually roll a die? And they're
exactly.
like, yeah, absolutely. And she's like, oh, okay, cool. Bop, bop, bop. Fight is over.
Yeah, she could basically just Hulk somebody,
Right. And it would be so easy to dodge someone's attacks if they have bad touch or something like that. She touches them, and then they're floating, and they're like, They just put them into a space chamber of sorts, and it's just like, all right, I will deal with you eventually, and then you just walk away.
There is a part of me that, even though I don't think it would come to this kind of fight, because of the fact that Uraraka has martial arts, she theoretically could beat Shigaraki.
She could, There's the thing of like, if Uraraka gets her quirk on the person, it's the whole Bakugo situation.
Right.
That's why that fight was so good. It's the what measure will she take in order to get to the person and make her touch, power activate.
Right.
And Bakugo was so terrified of the fact that if she touched him, the fight would be over.
Right. Yeah.
That he's like, no, I will not even let you get close to me.
And now on top of that, she's got a grappling hook.
Now she has a grappling hook, which means that you could be like, oh, okay, I don't even know who she is or what she does, but she's far away, so that's fine. And then suddenly, and you're like, wait, what?
Right.
Grabs you, like,
She could go full on Attack on Titan, like,
She could make herself weightless
for like a short period of time, and then
zip
around real fast.
Oh my god, we just solved the flight travel problem for Uraraka. How does she carry momentum? She just pulls on the tension of the grappling hook, lets go, and she just sails with it.
Yep.
Cool, Horikoshi. I think that's the best thing you brought. Like, if this was you, because I'm guessing a costumes change design sounds like kind of like an in-between manga chapter kind of thing of like, ooh, here's the details of what her outfit does.
Take as many things from future stuff as they need, and then basically move it early so that way they can add good content to the filler episode, and then speed things up in the future. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So cool. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the full-length timer version of this reaction, go check out the link in the description below. For our Patreon, you can get early access for other shows that the show's watching week to week. Any level support there that gets you access to our Discord, where you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.